Hello, 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 everybody. This is Mr. Darren Kent, and I am coming to you today in order to talk to you from the good topic of from Zoom versus Streamyard. Now, this is a common thing that most of our churches are dealing with right now. Which one do you use, Zoom versus Streamyard? But we're going to dive into that topic on tonight and give you a little bit of the back end of how to do the practical solutions that come along with working with Zoom versus YouTube. So hang tight, and we'll be right back after this intro. Okay, so Zoom versus StreamYard. I keep going back and forth with that. I've been dealing with YouTube a lot on today. Um, what we want to do is we want to understand what both applications do, right? So Zoom is designated for meetings. That's initially what it was intended for during the COVID pandemic. I think we all know that we all basically pivoted to go on Zoom and begin to start to even do things as streaming our services live and being able to conduct meetings and Bible studies and things of that nature for our churches. So just kind of get an idea and a flow as to what that was intentionally used for to begin with. So it's not going to be as fluid and as functional as we would like it to do everything that we want in the future. However, it's great. It brings us together. We made it through the whole pandemic using Zoom. We were able to communicate to our following. We were able to speak to our parishioners even before and after service. And then with the spotlight function, which I love to use a lot, we were able to just highlight specific parts of the worship experience so that everybody that's watching on Zoom can specifically just watch that. And then Zoom has this great feature where you can go live, right, straight from the Zoom platform. So you can be watching Zoom, and then you can go straight live to your audience, whether that be on Facebook Live, whether that be on YouTube. Now I'm definitely saying YouTube the right way, or whether that is on what they call custom RTMP. Now, that's been a joy in my life. When I learned out exactly what that was about, you realize the fact that you're able to bring your live video and designate it where you want it to go. So if you check that little box on the back end of your settings and your Zoom application, and I'll try to dive into that a little bit on the internet today, just so you can see what I'm talking about. But if you check that box, then you have that ability to be able to tell your audience from Zoom exactly and embed that where you want it to go, whether that be on a website or anywhere that you really need it to go. Powerful solutions that I've been using the entire pandemic. I told you that my one-stop shop for kind of all of this is going from Zoom to Boxcast, and then being able to pump it out from Boxcast to all the different platforms and directions that you needed to go. So listen, Zoom is incredible, and stick with it. If you go on, you can sign up today. Most of you have a Zoom account already. You do need to make sure that you have enough time and space for the amount of people that you want to be on. But for the purposes of what we're doing, it's exactly what's needed to get through the rest of the pandemic. Hopefully, we're on the way out of it. So we keep our prayers lifted in that area. But it's exactly what's needed for this moment in time. So now that, again, for meetings, right, for Bible studies, for engaging your audience, if you have parts where you need dialogue with the people that are inside the meeting with you, if you're having a church meeting, if you're having, like I said, a Bible study, anything you need feedback from, that's where you want to really stick with Zoom, and that's where you want to use that application to be able to get the most out of it. And then if you want that to be seen to the rest of the world, again, we can put it on social media. So it kind of is like a one-stop shop for that. And through the spotlight function, you can tell people online, this is the only screen, the only visual that I want you to watch. Great. Uh, However, then there's this other application called Streamyard. Streamyard is what I'm using right now. Streamyard is different. It's like a hybrid. It's like a webinar function, which you can get on Zoom. So no knock there. But it's also more of a production kind of software, and you're allotted to have, I think, up to 12 people to come on the back end of Zoom and put, I think, up to 10 people on the screen at one time, and they can all converse. Now, I use StreamYard a lot. That's how everything you see on the Star of Zion has been done, and everything that we've been doing lately in the communications department of the Amy Zion Church has been done on that as well. So I'm piping cameras at conferences. I'm piping just webcams like I'm on right now. I got my cell phone up right now, doing this live, all of this together. As long as I get a feed into my StreamYard account, I'm then being able to do a wonder, which is simulcasted across the board. So I'm able to put it to all my destinations as I need to. And you can have a plethora of destinations that you can choose to go to at one time using the StreamYard application. But again, keep in mind, this is not that application where you are going to be doing much dialogue with people other than those that you have designated as your participants to the live, more than 12. Like if you start going into worlds where you need 15, 20, 30 folk to be on and everybody to have a say in the meeting, and you want to pump that out to your people, again, you need that to be on Zoom. But a production, which, typically 12 is a lot. You have that many parishioners or that many people that are part of your worship experience. You can tell them to come on. They're in the back end of a waiting room. And in that waiting room, the host, who is typically me, is able to see everybody and able to bring everybody on the screen at the right time. That's the difference between what happens on Zoom and StreamYard. A little bit more with StreamYard, you can put lower thirds on the screen. So you see how it says Mr. Darren Kent on the corner right there. You can put comments on the screen with StreamYard. Pretty simple and pretty easy. And instead of me just talking about all this stuff, let me show you. Let me see if I can share my screen here. Okay, so here we go. All right, so this is what the back end of StreamYard looks like. So we'll start here at the top. You have the little StreamYard logo. If I click this, I go back out to where all my live videos are kind of set up, and it asks me, do I want to stay or leave the studio to be able to do that? Obviously, we're going to stay in it right now because I don't want to cut you all off. But if I was to go out, everybody that's still live on the screen at that moment, even my shared screen, would still be on the screen until I came back in as the host. I've done that a couple of times, having to go to another StreamYard or go out of it just for a hot second and come back in. Just keep in mind, it's still running until you hit this over here in this corner. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit here. Over here in this corner where it says end broadcast, right? When you get that end broadcast, then it's really over. All right. So you kind of ended it for everybody, and that's fine. That could be exactly what you wanted to do at the time, but just be mindful that when you hit that end broadcast, the stream is completely over. All right. So this is a definition of all of your lives, your places that you can simulcast at the same time. So you have your Zion Facebook page. You have, I have another Facebook page that's going to a group. You're probably looking at me on that as well. You have a YouTube page as well. And then this is the custom RTMP that I was talking about that you can set up as well. Now that custom RTMP is actually going, I believe this one is going straight to our website. So I, on the back end, have set this up where the RTMP code is going to Bosscast, and then Bosscast has a nice video player that's on our website, and this signal that I've designated is going directly there at the same exact time. So you see how all of these are checked right now. This is ideal for exactly what we're trying to do right now, where we can simulcast and have everything going at the same place at the same time. Now, I have one here, which is kind of a godsend. I try to get one to go to my SOZ Bosscast, but it's nothing up there right now. So and that's cool because it shows you, so you can see it. Something goes wrong, or if there's a one of the simulcast locations that one to go to is not pumping out correctly, it's going to give you that little red exclamation mark icon saying that something's wrong right there, and one of your destinations is having trouble. Okay, so we also have the back end as far as the comments that are coming in. So I'm in my comments tab right here, and as you can see, Miss Lamar Pouncey is leaving some comments right here, and she is. If I wanted to, I can click on these comments, and you'll see it come out at the bottom of the screen. So all I'm doing is just clicking on the comment, and as you can see now, it's at the bottom of my screen. And at the drop of a dime, I can hit the same comment and it's a toggle on and off, and I hit hide, and then it's gone. It's off my screen at that moment. So really, really powerful. What you can do, and these comments, I should say this, they're coming from all over the internet. They are coming from these locations that we're pumping out to, not the RTMP. So don't think that you're going to get it from there, but the social locations that you've chosen, the YouTube page, the Facebook page, those groups, all of that content, the way it's coming in is better for you to, is good for you to come in on that location. So let's go to banners now. Go over to the right, click on banners. It's taking a little bit of a second to come up here on my side. Let's see if I can get it up. Okay, so look, I have a plethora of lives that I've been running for multiple organizations, and as you can see, I have websites and all sort of things and tickers and stuff like that that I've using for the AME Zion Church over the years. But I'll just run one of these so you can kind of see what's happening here. If I hit the show button on any of these, let's see if I can get it at the bottom of your screen right now. You'll see exactly what I hit. And if I, again, toggle it again, then it goes right away. All right. So that little ticker is something that I created. And if I go down, and I have to just move my phone over a little bit so I can kind of see what's going on here. Actually, I'm going to put it here. Okay. So if I scroll down, see if I can go all the way to the bottom here. It gives me the option to create a banner. All right. So if I create the banner, then I can put in, this is a test. All right. And then it says, do you want to scroll across bottom ticker, or do you want to leave it as kind of a blank statement, right? So I'm going to put scroll. All right. And I hit add banner. And then this is what I can do. I can just take over what I just had up there. Now, if I go back and I take the hide off, and then I edit it, and I take the scroll off, you can see how it looks then too. I hit save, and then I hit show again, and then you see how it comes up. Now it's different. It's just a static kind of lower third that kind of sits at the bottom. And I don't know, fill it out. You got to see what you kind of need. If you want people to just get information and want people to see it scrolling at the bottom, I think a scroll kind of just alerts you that something is going on. But sometimes I get tired. That might be the way to go to get the information out to your people. But that can be in addition to, again, these comments that are consistently running. You have a comment here from Regina. Let's see. I throw that on, and you see what happens. The minute I go back to the comments tab, and I had that banner going. Once I hit the comments tab, it kind of takes over. It can't have two of those lower thirds kind of going at the same time. So she's saying, Zoom better than StreamYard. Well, that's what this entire broadcast is about. There's no better going on here. This is basically just saying you have to figure out what you need for your purposes, for your ministry, for whatever the event is that's going on inside your church or your organization. So they can be used interchangeably. I use Zoom for certain things. I use StreamYard for certain things. So I'm not going to say either one of them is better. I don't get any royalties from what I'm talking about today. I'm just saying that I'm breaking it down so that you can just understand what both of them are doing. All right, let's see what this other question is here. And this is from a Facebook user. And the reason why that says Facebook user is because I had to learn this. I was like, well, how come their name isn't popping up? Their name isn't popping up because I believe they're in the group. And I'm pumping this out to a group. And inside the group, their privacies are set up where they probably had the question asked to them before commenting, I believe. And it says, like, do you want your name on there. And I think they just kind of maybe bypass that, and then it says Facebook user instead of their name. But you can have your name there as well. I think you can give that permission available. So do does everyone have to log into StreamYard to access the broadcast? No. When Let me be clear on what you're trying to say. I believe what you're saying is the participants of the production that you're putting on. Yes, they do have to log into the broadcast. Now, one of the downfalls about StreamYard is it works best on the platform Google Chrome. Google Chrome is pretty familiar. I mean, everybody uses it these days, but it's something that you do have to have a slight learning curve. Most people do their default browser, whatever that may be. If they have a Mac, most of the time that's on Safari, but it could be Internet Explorer if you got a PC. But you have to literally tell your PC or your Mac, hey, go to Google Chrome in order to access this, and for you to have a nice fluid kind of experience. So you do need to send the invitation out to your participants. They all need to get Google Chrome, or if they're doing it from their mobile device like I'm doing right now, then it really doesn't matter. But then it goes, they click that link. It's going to ask them to allow their video and their microphone to be accessed. And once they do that, they're on the back end, and they can be seen just like I'm looking at these cameras right now. All right. So good question. And let me just go through a bit more of what you got over here on the side here. So you have your banners. And as you can see, this is more production. This is more a little bit more aesthetics that you can deal with instead of what you have available to you on the Zoom platform. So then we have branding. Now, this is really where it gets to the aesthetics, right? So check this out. At the top, you have your brand colors, so you can get real specific about what you need here. Your theme, whether or not you want your lower thirds to look like a classic theme, or do you want them to be bubble theme or block theme? I'm sure they're going to come out with more things in the future. Then you got your logos. I got my logos for the Zion Church and Star of Zion, so I can easily at the drop of a dime kind of switch that up. Even if I wanted to go with the little StreamYard logo there, I could do that as well. And then you have overlays. Now, overlay is simply just a picture, but it's going to overlay on top of everything. So if I were to click one of these graphics that we did in the past, let's say, here we go. Check this out. So it's the Thanksgiving one that we did last year. See how it's taking over the entire screen? Now, these dimensions are specific, and you can find that on the back end as well. As it says overlay, you have a little question mark here. It tells you exactly what you need. So 1280 by 720p, and the size shouldn't be any bigger than 20 megabytes. All right. So you get that. You pump them all in. You just upload them really quick. Let me see if I can scroll down and you all can see it. I know it's taking a long time. We've done a lot of lives. Look at all these lives that I've gotten here. Wow, this is good. This makes you feel good that we're actually doing something. We just did this one yesterday. This is still live too, Zion for Jackson. So please take note of this. Donating water, trying to fight the cause. But yeah, take a screenshot of the QR code there and be able to assist if you can. But I'll take this down for a second. We have the add overlay button, right? So if I click add overlay, then it brings up my computer, and it's asking me exactly, where do I want to grab that picture from, and then obviously you just upload it, and then it'll be right there where you need it. Same thing with videos. So if I, put a video on, and I'll just, grab one of the little intros, I do the same thing. I upload it. It's got its specific video clip parameters here. So if I hover over the little question mark, let's see, I'll do it again. So 1280 by 720. 200 megabytes in size and 10 minutes in length. That's it. That's all you kind of get. So if I do, let's just do this one. Sorry, did it twice by accident. So as you can see, I went away for a second, and on top of that, my mic was muted, and I didn't have to do it. The minute I play a video, the mic is muted, and you don't have to really touch anything. And it mutes everybody that's in the actual show at the time. So if I had 4 or 5 people on the screen at the same time, if I hit a video, it's taking over the full screen. Everybody's mic is muted. They're still in the show. Like, I didn't have to put myself back in the show. And what I mean by putting myself back in the show, let me just show you. I have another Darren Kent, and that's this other computer that I have over here. So if I I add to stream. This gives you the option here, add to stream. Then I pop up here at the bottom, right? Um, this is an actual camera, which is the actual person. It's still me, but it could be anybody, and they're still in the show. um, I can remove them from the show, and then they will be in the waiting room, and they'll be grayed out, and nobody can see or hear them except for the host. So this is what the back end looks like to the host, and really, really, cool once you get the feel for it. Let me show you a few more things here. So you got your backgrounds. All right, same thing. Gives you the specs that you need in order to put a background in. But obviously, a background is just what it's saying. It's a background. So if I were to click the back here, as you can see, my background is changing. Let's click this one. Background is changing. This is doing it right on the fly. So, you could do this real time if you wanted to. I think you should make a choice before you go live. But if you needed to, you can make an adjustment and pivot on the fly. So keep that in mind as well. Now, they have added this whole background music thing here, which is really cool. They have their own, kind of license-free background music that you can put on, and they also royalty-free tracks. They also are allowing you to upload your own music here, but again, you have to be mindful because you are going to the internet that you got to make sure it's royalty-free. There's no copyright issues that you're infringing upon, and then you'll be able to just add your own track here, find the track, upload the track. Again, with the limitations that they give you. Let's see what they got here for this. Really, I guess it's no limitations as far as size or anything like that. So, excuse me, you can just bring in what you need to. Yeah, bring it in, and then you can begin playing it. I'm gonna play this little lofty track. I like this one right here. So you can hear what's happening. You can still hear me. It doesn't take over my voice, but it's still in the background, and still pretty cool. Then I pause it, and just be mindful that if you're running a video, if you're running anything like that, that could be looming in the background. You might not even hear it. You might have came up here and turned the volume down a little bit, but it could still be running on loop. I've done that before. Just had it really low and realized later on in the production, like, oh, wow, this thing was running the entire time. So just be mindful to actually turn it off when you're done with it, and not just turn it down, but turn it completely off. Sharing your screen, same exact thing that I'm doing right now, just sharing my screen. Once you share it, though, you do have the option to bring it in the production and then take it out the production as the host. So you remove it and you bring it back in. Okay. So everything is controlled by the host at the time. The only way you can have, from what I've seen, multiple hosts is if you give somebody the credentials to be able to go on with that same account, which they can do. They can come on, they'll see everything on the back end, and you'll be fine. Actually, no, I'm sorry. There is a way to be able to give multiple host permissions. They added that recently, so you can give somebody access to being a host as well. At times, I give our managing editor hosting privileges, and he can see on the back end everybody the same way that I can see it. So I amended what I just said. You can do that as well. This is strictly right here, the invitation. You send this to the people that need to be a part of the actual production with you, and you shoot that over to them. And then you have your settings, just like any other settings that pop up for anything. It won't show my camera right now because I'm using the camera. My general settings, shifting the banners up, and you can go through all this on your own time. The production quality, you can even adjust your audio and virtual background, and all these other things are all laid out for you. Even the layout of how you want to crop your video, if you wanted to, is available to you to work through on your settings. And then obviously you can stop and start the camera and then leave the studio. So listen, I I really enjoy Streamyard. I use it a lot. Like I said, I think if you have enjoyed everything that we've been doing at the Star of Zion, then you appreciate it as well. Saying that, listen, this is something that you might want to entertain. Now, again, for your worship services, for your meetings, uh, you have to make a choice. How much do I want to engage with the people that are online? How much do I want to engage with those and have them be heard and dialogue with them, and also have them speak to each other online. All of that is something to ponder and think of in the future. Now, the price point is pretty good for both. I think it's like $14.99 for Zooms, like $24.99 per month. These are per month prices for Streamyard. I think it's an investment. I think if you have a technician, somebody that you can really put it in their hands and allow them to host the entire event from beginning to end. And then you as pastors, you as leaders in your church are just coming on and giving the good content out, then it's well worth it to be able to do that. Let's see. We got a question from my man. Good news. What's going on, bro? Let's see here. All right. So I throw that on the screen. Says Sir DK, between StreamYard and vMix, which one is less expensive according to the function to be used on church live streaming service? So definitely less expensive is going to be your StreamYard. However, it's a monthly charge. Now, if you're talking about using the, I think, what do they call that? But anyway, they have a function on vMix where you can, I think it's vMix Call. That's what it's called, vMix Call. You bring in your participants and you're able to talk with them as you would do on StreamYard. That fee is, I believe, more expensive than what you're talking about on StreamYard. And you have to obviously natively download the application for vMix. StreamYard is everywhere because it's on the internet. You can go to any computer at any moment, just like I did just now, any cell phone, and as long as you're logging into the internet, you'll be able to access all the features just like you would do. And then a cool thing about all the videos and everything that I said, let's say you were doing that with vMix. Again, you would have to be at that computer at that time. You would have to be confident enough that your system is going to be able to run that platform as well. So you would on StreamYard be able to, with those guidelines that they gave you as far as like upload for videos and things of that nature and all those graphics and everything. Once you put it up in the cloud, basically, because that's what this is, like a cloud-based service that's anywhere at the same time, it's up there, and it's readily available to you at whatever computer that you want. So those are some of the advantages. And again, you might sound like I'm championing StreamYard. I do like it. It's got us through, and we don't see anywhere in the future that we are going to be probably going to another platform just yet. It's quick, it's easy, and it's efficient. And it's also hooked up with a platform called Hopin. Hopin is that kind of a one-stop shop for you to put your entire conference on. And we've done that for multiple conferences in the Amy Zion Church. And then so imagine, here we go with that RCMP code again, except that StreamYard and Hopin are kind of, they I think StreamYard board Hopin or Hopin board StreamYard. I can't remember which one, but they're together right now. And then you're able to pump this signal and put this into your Hopin account and go live to the main stage and basically be in the ballroom and put your participants on the main stage and just have them pumped in from your StreamYard account. So again, it works kind of seamless with Hopin. So if you're thinking about going into the Hopin world and putting on a conference with that, they are going to offer that on the back end to say, hey, do you want to link up your StreamYard account or make a StreamYard account to be able to do that? So good questions. I see y'all are loving StreamYard as well. You got some Facebook users on here saying StreamYard is great, and y'all are making it happen. I honestly, I'm being very transparent. I don't have the best internet or the best computers right now to be able to go through everything that's needed for Zoom and for me to share my screen in that world. I barely did it with the StreamYard application, so I'm not going to try to attempt that right now. But just talking through, again, the rationale as to why you would be choosing one over the other is, again, what are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to talk to your audience? Are you trying to have them talk back to you? Are you trying to, engage them at a different level? Or do you have a specific amount of people that you would like to come on, conduct your worship service, and for there not to be much dialogue between those people other than the people that are in that worship service? So let's say you identify 6 people that are going to be in your worship service for today. You give those 6 people the link. they're all in the waiting room. You bring them on one by one. You might have a moment where two of them on the screen at the same time, but other than that, you're not doing much more having all of them on the same time. Now, you've seen the lives that we put on, and the lives that we put on, we put a panel discussion on at the same exact time, right? That panel discussion could be 7 or 8 people. That's still fine on StreamYard. You bring them all on the screen at the same time. You can make sure they're all unmuted. The sound works pretty seamlessly as long as everybody got the link and is able to get on with Chrome. That's the way to go. And you're able to kind of just police all of that as the host and bring people on the screen and off the screen as you so choose. What else we got here? All right, going back to you, good news. Let's see. Yes, I see what you're saying. Let me see. Yeah. So yeah, the graphics, the card that you're gonna be putting into a vmix player, like, I wish you could see my computer at home. It's intense, you for it to run properly, for you to not have any hiccups with that platform, for you to use Wirecast, for you to use vmix. That's a whole nother level, and maybe I will do another stream specifically for those platforms too, but that's production quality. So you are producing a show at that point, and you have all of your things laid out. There's really not much on the fly that you'll be doing. This is that intermediate, right? This is that, hey, I got to get it done, and I'm polished, but I'm not at the top tier level. But good news, you might be there, man. The way you're talking, you might want to do a lot on StreamYard and kind of work. I mean, sorry, in vMix and Wirecast and things of that nature to start exploring those avenues, because I know your quality of work and I know what you're trying to do. So that's the next level. You are going in the right direction, but just be mindful of that computer. You're gonna have to get a heavy duty computer to make sure that you are pumping that out. Good RAM, sufficient processing speed, and you'll be able to do real good stuff with that. Who is this? I use StreamYard for my Just a Little talk show. I've been using it for 2 years. I love it because it reminds me how CNN runs. I think since it says Just a Little talk show, that is the Reverend Darwin Little. It says Facebook user on my side, but again, I think that's because he's in the group and he's watching that way. Listen, Pastor, yes, it does. It gives you that flexibility. It makes you feel really in control of things. I know we talked about it way back, and I don't know if you put me on or I put you on, but we definitely chopped it up, and I'm glad you're using it now, and it's seamless. It's really good. And I know that again, we're not endorsing it or anything like that to that extent where we're getting any royalties or anything. We're just letting people know that this thing works, and it's pretty good quality for what you're trying to do in whatever situation you're trying to do it in. Zoom, still solid, still a good option. Just be mindful. You're not going to get the polished lower thirds, everything that I'm seeing from the internet right now. You're not going to be able to put people in the waiting room. Well, there is a waiting room, but that waiting room, you can't look at people. You cannot be able to prep them the same exact way, look at their camera, make sure their microphone is working, all that stuff in the green room ahead of time. And it was for meetings. That's what it was built for. And it really needs to be looked at as a meeting application, and it could be exactly what you need for your purposes, but you have to determine that for your ministries. And of course, you can hit me up if you need to at any time. Let's see here. Yeah. All right. Regina, you said what laptop should you use when you're doing StreamYard? Again, it's on StreamYard is on the internet. So you use any laptop, anything you're comfortable with. You can use your cell phone if you want to. So it does not matter. You can use an HP, a Mac, Linux, whatever, anything you want to use. As long as it gets to the internet and get Google Chrome on it, use a Chromebook if you want. I'm sure that works ideal because it's a Chrome application that you would want to use. So yeah, just anything you want at that point. Let's see here. StreamYard seems a little too advanced and for our needs and abilities. But thanks for the info. Yeah, and that's what we're here for, just to expose you to it, show you a little bit about what it looks like on the back end, and just make you aware to say, like, is this for your ministry at the time? Again, if you want something that's going to be just directly showing this screen, nothing more the entire time, and I've already got my cell phone hooked up and it's showing the pulpit, or if I've got my camera that has a capture card and it's showing the pulpit, and we're really not going too much more than that, and I'm not trying to, do anything, that Zoom might be the application for you. Or if you're saying I definitely need in the beginning and the end of my worship service to be able to speak to my members. I haven't seen them in God knows how long. They barely come back to the church at the same rate that they were coming to before the pandemic. So this is one of the ways that I communicate with them. That's exactly why you would still be needing Zoom. So, and these two applications, of course, they're probably competing with each other on the back end, so they're not working together. The only way that you would be able to get both of them kind of working together would be like a shared screen, but I do not endorse doing that at all. Don't start sharing your Zoom screen to the Streamyard and all that stuff. It just gets clunky and it gets complicated. And honestly, I would just make a choice and allow that choice to be the one that you do to simulcast it out to the internet for everybody to see. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. All right. It really worked great if you use Hardwire to get a great, clear, and beautiful connection. Oh man, let's not go into the hardwire world. Whoever this is, thank you for bringing that up. You need a hardwire connection. I'm on my cell phone right now, and let me tell you this. So if you're going to do Wi-Fi on a mobile device, obviously be around some decent internet, so Wi-Fi. But your cell phone going straight to the internet, going straight to the 5G service, sometimes that might be better than what you're dealing with in the Wi-Fi. So you got to really finagle it when you're on the fly and you're trying to be able to get the best signal possible. There have been times when I realized that my internet is not as fast as I need it to be in the actual space. And I've said, let me shut this all down. Let me go on a mobile device and let me go straight to the internet on a 5G signal. And that was better. You gotta feel all that out on the fly. I've had to make those tough decisions. I've got a hotspot from AT&T. It was a Nighthawk or something like that. You just buy one of those just to have in your back pocket. You could do the mobile hotspot that's on your phone if you wanted to put that to the internet, because now you're telling your phone, which is bypassing everything in the place, to go to the internet, to the 5G, to the satellite, and then you're getting that signal, which could be better than your internet on the fly. I think if Connie Worley is on, we have some stories about being out at different locations trying to stream, and that's what we had to do, is say, listen, we can't make this happen any other way. So forget the hotspot, forget everything else. Let's just go with our hotspot, for our mobile hotspot on our phone, and be able to get the signal that's going up there. So yeah, internet hardwire if you can get it, test it ahead of time. But if you can't, make that quick pivot decision to be able to go straight to the internet, and always have a backup too. Like if I have a couple backups right in front of me right now, but let's say the power went out in this building, I can immediately, on my phone, I can immediately go to this other computer over here and then do a mobile. All of that stuff needs to be ready and available right next to you. So if something does go wrong, you're still able to connect and not stay off too long. And that's huge when we're doing production. I know Pastor Little was talking about CNN quality. That's what we're attempting to do at the Star of Zion. And when you come on, everybody gets on me because I love to prep so much. So I'm like, we got to come on an hour early. We're going to come at least a half hour early. I need to see that camera. I need to see all of that is what allows the viewer to have a seamless experience. And if you're not going to those extents, you're really not taking it as serious as you need to for your production and taking care of your viewership, so that they have a seamless experience here. All right, good news. I might have to hit you offline with this recommendation, because I'm doing so much StreamYard now. I have vMix. I use it for occasions, but not to the extent that I would know offhand what are the best recommendations. But I can easily find that. As a matter of fact, ain't nothing but a Google search. I told y'all a long time ago, I do most of my stuff by just going on Google and saying, hey, what are the best recommendations for for the actual computers and things like that you need in order to get the vMix and the Wirecast up. So once I find it, then I kind of copy and paste. I'm just giving you on my back end stuff. I copy and paste that, put that in a search, and then find a computer that's comparable to that, and try to get the best price. So I'll help you offline. Just hit me. You know how to get me, and we'll work through that. Yeah. So questions are winding down there. My time is pretty much up. We're at 9 o'clock. Even though I started late, I wanted to give y'all a little bit of something to talk about with this Streamyard versus Zoom kind of understanding of the application. Not that we had to pick per se. You might be doing both. You might have both for your church, but you need to know what they offer and what they do. I think in the future we are going to dive into those other applications, the vMix applications, the Wirecast, and and go into that whole nother stratosphere. But again, for the purposes of just being up and running and making sure that we can connect with our people, let's start small. Let's start slow, I should say, and be able to build up to where we are. Once we get and we master a certain application, we're really good at it, then we can go to the next level and keep it going from there. So, listen, I'm gonna take this. This is a test off right now, and I thank you for your time here. I really appreciate it. Star of Zion communications department is moving forward. We're making some real intentional leaps and bounds in the department, and we will be making some announcements really soon about some of the great things that are going on with Amy's ETV, which is still coming down the pipe, our new website, and anything else that you can see on the Star of Zion side. As you can see, we got a lot of programming that's coming up. If you have ideas for programming, please let us know. Email me at editor@starofzion.org, or if it's related to the communications department, do comms, at cco@amyzion.org. So either one of those, in order to get to me, in order to give us good ideas or join the movement, or just be able to send a word of encouragement for what we're trying to do across the Amy Zion Church. But we hope you enjoy the programming. There's a method to our madness. We're not just doing this just because we want to go into Amy's ETV with programming that's always there. So as much of a struggle as it is to put these programs on, we know that the future is going to be more and more content produced via video. And then when Amy's ETV hits, it's really going to take its own form. And then we're going to be inviting all of you to join that platform, not only as subscribers, because we do want you to be a subscriber, but we also want you to join with your content, with your ideas, and pitch it to us so that we're able to put that out to the Amy Zion Church from Amy Zionites, right? And be able to showcase all of the good things that we've been doing across Zion, so that the people can see on a different level. Because right now, that's the only thing that's kind of keeping us a little scattered. Is that's what it is? It's scattered. Like, all of our content is all over the place. So if you don't know somebody on Facebook, you never get that person's content. Or if you've hit your 5,000 person mark, then yeah, I never see that program. And you hear it, word of mouth, but I have to, delete a friend to get, and follow this platform in order to get a new talk show that could be out there. So we want to put it all on one area, right? So it'll make it real easy for you to access, and you can then easily share it and easily consume it in one spot. So that's coming. Please be patient. We just can't do it too soon. We need it to be right. And I think we do a disservice if we just rush through things and get you something, and then you might look at it and be like, this is okay, but it could be better. I want it to be, me. Everybody that does know me, y'all know I'm striving for perfection as best I can at every moment. So we're just trying to make sure that it's right. And then once we get it to you, then we'll be able to work through everything that you'll need to be able to consume it and share it and celebrate it. That this will be you. This will be Zion. We're doing the great work. Now it's just about showcasing it to everybody. All right. So I'm rambling now. We love you. Thank you. Thank you from me to you. Saying thank you for your support. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for everything that you've done. Please subscribe. Listen, subscribe to the Star of Zion. The reason why we push that is not only because, first of all, our paper is really, really good. We got category editors that are doing a fantastic job right now, and they are coming in with new, vibrant articles and pictures and videos and stuff like that. And they're doing live videos and syncing it up with the article right behind it. And it's becoming really seamless and really good. And I'm proud of this paper now. And we're going to start promoting it on another level. but we really need the support of Zionites to buy, subscribe to the paper, subscribe their churches to the paper, get the bundles. All of this stuff is available on starofzion.org. It's all readily available. It shows you how to get everything and all the pricing and everything like that. Buy ads, support, support, support. The more you do that, the more we can put on more, better quality content, and all of these things happen quicker. Because on the back end right now, I know y'all know everybody's doing it in their own ministry, but we're juggling a lot because we're, constrained by budget issues at times. So we have to just look at what's most important at the right time. But, there's certain ministries that are able, they don't have that issue. They got the budget and they just at the drop of a dime be able to go and launch something at their discretion. So we're asking for that support so that we can make those decisions a lot faster, a lot quicker, and be able to not be so so cautious with coming out with things in a specific manner, even though there's always a level of caution that we put into it. But we definitely need to have more resources put into the Star of Zion, and that comes from you. Your support is crucial. We really, really appreciate it, and we really, really need it, not just inside Zion, but outside of Zion. The paper is good enough right now, and the content that we've been pushing out has been good enough right now to share outside of Zion. We had state representatives on yesterday for the Zion for Jackson Live, people that are running for office, a gentleman from the Undefeated, a senior writer, his name is, I believe, Mr. Dennis Jr. He was on yesterday. These are heavyweights, they're coming on, and, we didn't have the best numbers yesterday, but those that supported, and we appreciate that. But again, go back and look at that. Go to the Star of Zion channel, check that out, and share it, and subscribe so we can do more program like this, and be able to get this out to you faster, quicker, more relevant, and more relational as we attempt to celebrate our beloved Zion. Okay, we love you on today. Thank you so much. Good news, and everybody else that was on today asked those great questions. I appreciate y'all. I'm now going to look at my application here. I am going to hit the end broadcast button, but that's after I play my little intro video that we worked so hard to put together. And then once I hit that end broadcast button, it's going to cut right off. I'm just giving y'all the back end so y'all can kind of understand how this goes. So here we go. Excuse me. Got a little indigestion right there. God bless y'all and have a great night.